So this is a pretty scary video. I mean, if my previous series wasn't scary enough, this is kind of losing hope in humanity in a way. But that's just kind of what has to happen when you realize what reality is at the moment, and sort of what you have to do, because God really needs to tell you what you have to do, because you would lose completely your hope of ever going to the other side. So when God spoke to me, that's kind of all what I have. It's not like God speaks to me continuously. I am my own God in a way, and my mind is full of things that I have to manage and put together. It's so complicated. Basically, we live in the world of fears, fear world. And again, this is not supposed to make you fear things when I say the demons everywhere and you have to wake up like I did. But you gotta, yeah, it's not like you have a choice at that point. It's the moment when you hear me say it's a demon world. The first things first, right? If you're a demon, you're like, oh, this guy gotta go, because he is sort of exposing himself to evil. And it's like, yeah, I am like Jesus riding on a donkey. A little bit nuts, but donkeys are fucking cheap, man. They're cheap. I'm like Jesus in a very scrub apartment. I haven't stolen anything. I haven't been doing anything shady. The reality is, everyone wants to make you fear, and consent to be their slave. And that's slowly consuming you and keeping you in this lonely world in a way. Because I sort of realized I was lonely this whole time, and the only people I interacted with were demons. Nobody really had love. Everyone was manipulative. Stephen Molyneux probably was looking into people's traumas. He's popular, right, on YouTube. So he's looking in people's traumas, in people's childhoods. If people remember their childhoods to begin with, that's when he targets them. Because if you can remember a childhood, you're a very valuable person, basically, right? Because what I think happens is amnesia most of the time. You lose a lot of memories. You lose awareness of who you are. You have a demon human split personality, which switches when you smell or detect fear. One interesting thing that I will probably have to play with is create false fear. I wonder if that works. Can I lie to demons? Or do I have to love them? Because another strategy is I have love, and demons will want to eat it, but instead they have to respect it and figure out to generate. Basically follow me, and watch all the videos. Perhaps it's gonna help generate love. Now, you gotta be very skeptical, right? Even to me. Who knows, maybe I'll give up. I don't want to give up right now. And once I give up, it's my probably YouTube channel gonna get deleted or something. Some terrible shit is gonna happen. And all my followers may just be misled and consumed into this demon world that we have. Yeah, I mean, there's no way. I realize now that I have survived so much torture. Eventually, I woke up. And I'm like, holy shit. Most of it, I did it to myself. As I said, I locked my door and I just kicked myself in like an idiot. Not knowing some fundamental principles of just not fearing, right? Not fucking my own mind when it comes to these encounters. See, the way demons play by giving you things to read, to care about memes, for example, care about things that would cause fear. That's kind of mostly what is being generated right now. And now, I'm telling you guys, this is waking up that the conspiracy is not only larger than anything you ever could believe. And most people might not be even aware that there are in fact demons. I'm not even sure, maybe I was a demon myself. Maybe I hurt Monica or something. So, maybe I was a demon myself. I did some shady things in my day, but I don't remember those things. So I kind of, I wish I can remember them. My life seems pretty consistent. There's no time loss. And again, the time loss is not you possibly being attacked, but probably could be both. But you could just be turning into a demon, right? That could be a time loss. Perhaps deep down, if you have a bunch of fears, start doing stupid shit like I do. But the only stupid shit I was trying to do, I was trying to protect myself instead of consume everything around me. Right now, the word consumers means completely different thing. Everything means completely different thing. In a factory, we have a policy to have no nuts. Okay? No nuts. Referring to the people indirectly, right? It is trying to say that you cannot be nuts, but it doesn't really matter. It's not really a rule that they can actually impose to people, because they would sort of expose themselves. They're just trying to see how much they can get away with without alerting people's awareness that when you get into the fear mode, everyone is going to start to get itchy and will want to figure out how to attack you. So authorities are putting subliminal messaging, pushing boundaries. This is why it's very important for you to read everything and understand how much of it is out there. To fully read, like, there was a package of lemon on, which could mean let me on or something, which is something that demons always want, is to gain your consent again. They want to rape you, they want to consume you, and you simply don't have to consent to what they want. But at the same time, if you fear, you they can sort of still manipulate you, that's the mind-blowing thing. And the most mind-blowing thing is really life itself. That's what I fear the most, actually. Just understanding life is crazy fear. Accepting reality and understanding that, okay, if I survive this, then I go to the next stage. Maybe I meet God. Maybe I get to create beautiful things. Maybe I get to experience beautiful stuff and actual love, which this world doesn't actually contain whatsoever. Everything is more like a deception. Pie is a lie, basically. Everything that you get, you cannot take it for granted, because not only there's the authorities are trying to get away with anything, just putting poison. We literally have to collect consciousness and fight back against this evil and manifest, consent to good things instead of bad things. We want good things, right? Sorry, guys. No problems. Yeah, I certainly don't want to scare anyone. I certainly want to protect people instead of putting them in danger, which is, again, is something that I have to learn, in fact. I will be careless until I learn my lessons. I will do a lot of harm to myself, to others. And I might have to, this is why I have to be careful. I just have to be very careful. Right? If I'm not careful, I can do this stupid shit where I hurt someone. Right? I would say we do have somewhat unlimited time. Certainly, I'm not sure the world could get crazier and crazier or whatever over time. Now I just feel lonely. That's the biggest fear, again, about life. But again, I'm not giving up hope that people can actually learn and defeat their own demons, the demon enemies that they have. I will certainly try to generate as much love as possible on my own. But as I say, everyone experienced love. Everyone experienced love. I would be interested in people's stories. Be interested in connecting with some people. It's not like love doesn't exist, but it really feels like it doesn't. It's overshadowed by all this, the hatred and all the deception of everything that you do is profit-based by any means. So it just, for me, it's not really that. And I think I actually broke through that ideology when I was very greedy about my game development. I pretty much wanted to almost enslave people in playing games. And I almost got enslaved myself. There are probably a lot of things that we're enslaved about. So this is the most important task for becoming a ninja is figure out what enslaves you. We have to resist authority. We have to resist people who steal our consent all the time. They can't really steal too much consent, but they are growing, in power. They cannot possibly maintain that power because they're still consumers. The only thing they're doing is just building a house of cards, right? Consumers are just house of cards. So if you don't give them what they need, they will start getting hungry. This is what's going on right now. I would suppose that there are a lot of good people out there, and we should support them, and we should love them, and we need to survive and thrive once it's all over. We have to make consumers very hungry and say that the only thing I can offer is love. I can't actually give consent to like whatever you come up with. Just have a conversation, just share experience, try to understand each other, try to, align the beliefs to a certain degree, but still remain yourselves. Again, the most important love is to love yourself. Love being alone until you find actual people who are awoken to all the deception that's going on, which is, again, they're a bunch of shills in every corner waiting, Oh, I have awoken myself. Oh, I am a magician. Oh, I do these little tricks where I intimidate people. I think Darren Brown is one of those fucking weirdos. That sort of satanic, out in the open. A lot of people are out in the open or satanic. And PewDiePie, most especially. It's kind of weird to see PewDiePie squeezing more and more self-hatred into his videos. It's almost like a dread that the consumers are coming, they're hungry, and PewDiePie is the biggest spy right now on the plate. Certainly not me. I mean, what am I fucking going to give when everything I have, I certainly want to protect everything, as best as I can. That's another thing. Only have things you love. It's very important. I love everything I have. It fulfills, the duty. Obviously, you have to clean your room and make sure you definitely have all the things you love, so nobody goes through your stuff and bothers you and whatever. Because Oh boy, the things that people can do right now is crazy. Nothing that's unnecessarily valuable, you know, like gold. People deceive others in buying gold because that's, again, this is crazy. It's crazy. There is no intrinsic value. You have to be aware of these things. I still have to give Mark Passio a mark of approval. He doesn't actually disclose of what's actually going on and how deep the deception is, and that basically 90% of the people are pretty much evil. They want to believe it or not. You will get weird reactions to the smell of, or any weird smell, right? I found it very weird that people react to smells very intensely. Bad looks is nothing too bad, but the smells, you know, oh, I cannot dodge the smells. Well, I'm kind of realizing when I was sort of in the spirit world, fear was a big deal. Okay, you couldn't smell it. I was able to smell it. I no longer can smell fear, I believe. And I don't really care to. Although it is again one of those things that I am trying to do, is like make those demons fear love, basically. Accepting love and not be consumers. Then try and smell their fear. Because when the God spoke to me, he says that just smelling fear is actually going to empower you. You know, it's going to be a very pleasant smell, actually. And yeah, I'm not sure why people deterred me, in fact, for being smelly, you know. Possibly because, you know, oh, he's gonna die, so might as well throw him away from, might as well blacklist him from the food factories. That's pretty important. But you probably get blacklisted from everywhere. I mean, seriously. And it's like, who survives this? This is insane, right? This is... If you're aware of it, if you're aware of what's going on, you will have a lot of fears like I do. I mean, this is just the first day when I'm really realizing the insane scope of the whole thing, which is, again, you shouldn't lose your mind to it. It's a house of cards. It collapses on its own, just on its own weight. You can just take some popcorn, relax, remember the things you love, even though they no longer love you. They in fact will start getting scary because, like, oh shit, this guy was trying to deceive me all this time. And maybe even was talking to me, or feels like it's talking to you, but it's probably not. You gotta remember that reality is pretty real, and that's the hardest thing. Reality is pretty real. That the rules are rules. You can't really break them. Maybe when you turn into a demon you can have some superpowers, but not really. The most important part is that you're protected. You have a consent that you can give or not. You can protect your stuff as well. There's very interesting things like that. So I'll investigate. I'll keep you guys updated. Whoever cares to survive. Obviously there's going to be a lot of demons watching this, or demons who don't want to accept that they're demons, and demons who are very serious and be like, ah, if this guy trips and falls and fears a little bit too much, well, it's over, next. And yeah, it is a God's judgment, basically. It's like, oh, God's not gonna give heaven for everyone. You know, you have to earn that. You have to slowly and, you know, surely build love that you have built in yourself in other people. You have to share it, right? Maybe there's more love that I can build, but it's like, it's gonna be very hard when there's so many distractions, when so many people just, you know, interested in me. Let's put it that way. Put it a way that it's not very threatening, because there's always hope that, you know, you can change their hearts, because they do have one. It's still reality, it's still nature. They still have bodies. They consume their bodies, but they still have them. And sadly, a lot of people are slaves, which is, it's crazy to think about. All right. Yeah, if you're a slave, there is hope. I hope. I mean, that's all I can do at the moment. This little heart scar just randomly did to myself when I was doing something very stupid and harmful, and I didn't think about myself. You really have to think about realities for real. Don't become not simply because it's overwhelming to realize the true nature of things. Yeah, you can get nuts, you can become a dick, you can do all kinds of insane things, you know. And in the end, you become a demon that way. If you make a lot of sins, you have a lot of things to fear about. So yeah, see you guys, and I will see you. I will fight these little shits. You know, I will disrespect them like they disrespected me. You gotta stand up for yourself. You gotta be a dick a little bit. If they disturb your sleep, you gotta take it back. You gotta take back your stuff. That's what I learned. Alright, that is all.